So you do know how to start a stream, OBS. You do fucking get it. OBS likes to do this really fun thing where it doesn't actually connect to the stream like it's supposed to. And then I have to reset my entire goddamn computer, even though I have everything set up and open. Had a fucking coughing fit right before starting this, so if I sound congested, that's why. Or maybe coughing is supposed to make me sound less congested. I don't know. It is a black screen right now. Let me actually, is Premiere ready? Like I said, I had to reopen everything because OBS is such a fun program to use. Let's see here. It's taking forever to load. Again, this is why I like being set up beforehand. All right. Oh, God, yeah, we're running great. We're running great. As you can see, I still got a lot to do. That's all good, though. I want to completely do a new take on the thumbnail. I'm not happy. I keep trying to make that thumbnail work, and I don't like it. And I think I have a better idea anyway, but it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass. But I'm going to try to do that. So I think first I should finish editing the Love Celeste section. What clip was supposed to go here? Oh, you know what? There's also supposed to be something in this section in Villa, right? Maybe not. Wait, no. Yeah, no, Hiccups is right. Then I had it. It's on Hiccups. What the fuck are you doing? Okay. Yeah, this is one that he was able to make because of his success doing this. But not only did Joel start from nothing and work his way up,
Oh, come
eventually
on.
being
I
able to put more
stopped. I
funds
hit
towards these
stop.
projects,
Shut
while
the
still not
fuck
going
up.
completely.
Oh my God. Why are you running like fucking shit? Holy shit. There we go. Oh man. Fucking 2 GB file I'm putting into this already slow fucking project for 3 seconds of footage. That's smart. That's fucking smart. Gotta get a clip of Trent because I think he's the only recognizable person in this. Is Joel actually in this movie? I didn't watch it, I skimmed it. I just know it's his first. That guy might have been in. Fuck you. Might have been in The Hero's Journey. Fuck you. That shouldn't have froze anything. Fuck's sake, why? Fuck you! This is fucking horrible. This is horseshit. What the fuck?
God, I'm glad no one's fucking on right now. When I reset my computer, it just fucking shat the bed. It is running like fucking shit right now. I don't even have ReactBot here to blame it on this time. And I guess I'll close out of Photoshop for now. I kind of wanted that open for the side, but something is making my computer run like shit, even though I just turned it on and there shouldn't be a lot running right now. Don't really get it.
And the props, yeah, this is one that he was able to make because of his success doing this. But not only did Joel start from nothing and work his way up, eventually being able to put more funds towards these projects, while still not going
to this segment. The rest of it's filled. Jeez.
in the camera around as a shortcut around all of this. I get that the shakiness has different intensities based on what's happening, but sometimes it looks really cool. Sometimes it looks exceptionally amateurish. Again, you give something up to get it out this quickly. But I mean, I'll cut them some slack. They were filming this out in the fucking desert. I feel like I would have wanted to get out of there as soon as possible, honestly. Now, before moving on, I want to talk about a more personal experience I had with this movie, but I can't do that without spoiling some major scenes. So, once again, here's that time code, but this time, yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, don't watch this.
So that's your cueing anyone who may be watching the stream, although you might hop in after this morning, so I'm just going to assume no one's going to give a shit.
I promise this part won't even really be that interesting if you don't have context, and it might not even be interesting with context. This portion is just for me. I think Love Celeste to me demonstrated the importance of giving a movie a second chance. For me. I think Love Celeste to me demonstrated the importance of giving a movie a second chance. I do not think anyone is obligated to do so. There are probably important.
I'm just gonna do the cut myself because it's on that longer than I thought it would be. I thought the cut happened quicker. Now it's just gonna let it play out.
Of giving a movie a second chance. I do not think anyone is obligated to do so. There are probably at least 100 movies I would never even consider watching a second time. But if you ever watch a movie and have mixed...
I'm just gonna grab a clip from the start. There's a part where they're walking on something really cool. Yeah, right here. I like these shots. I like that shot a lot, actually. That looks great. Use that. It doesn't really matter what I'm showing for this part. It just needs to be footage from the film.
Watch a movie and have mixed feelings on it, it might be worth giving it a second chance at some point. If I were to review Love Celeste after my first watch, I think I would have made something I wouldn't agree with anymore not too long after releasing this video.
Alright, we need a cut from this. We'll get back to these guys in a later. I'm going to use that footage still.
Really?
That looks nice. I'll use that. I'm just kind of using shots that look nice right now. Not always a lot of thought put into the editing. Sometimes you just fill it in with footage. Other times you do care a lot more about what you're showing.
Too long after releasing this video. And look, that happens. That happens both ways. Sometimes I praise something when later I don't think it was...
Oh, I actually probably should show examples of what I'm talking about here.
Movies I would never even consider watching a second time. But if you ever watch a movie and have mixed feelings on to do so, there are probably at
Yeah, I should show some examples.
At least
of
100
here.
movies I would never even consider
Being
watching
too
a second
lazy.
time. But if you ever watch a movie and have mixed feelings on it, it might be worth giving it a second chance at some point. If I were to review Love Celeste after my first watch, I think I would have made something I wouldn't agree with anymore not too long after releasing this video. And look, that happens. And
I can use a spiny reaction again. I think there's not a lot of spiny reactions, but it's a long video. Wait, no, it's right here.
this video. And look, that happens. That happens both ways. Sometimes I praise something when later I don't think it was deserving of that praise. Sometimes I go really hard on something and then I just feel like it was unwarranted later down. Sometimes I say something is just okay when the longer I think about it, the more I realize I actually kind of hated it. I don't think this is unique to me in any way. I think this applies.
I'm gonna use spiny reaction again here. I'm gonna put in examples of what I'm talking about here. I gotta think of examples for that, but I definitely have some for like every thing I listed there. So I should put some actual movies on there to make the video a little bit more visually interesting. So it's not just consistently random clips of the movie. Like I said, you gotta have random clips every once in a while to fill in space. But especially when you're just kind of vaguely talking about the movie. But it is good to remind people why they're watching and not just listening, I guess.
Applies to pretty much everyone, but I think despite this, we're often unwilling to return to movies where we maybe didn't get the experience we wanted on a first go. To clarify what I'm actually referring to, everyone, but I think despite this, we're often unwilling to return to movies where we maybe didn't get the experience we wanted on a first go.
I can use Love Celeste for that.
I'm done. Disconnect.
I'll use the phone. The phone scene was... The phone scene might actually even be a good clip to put in. Might be better than what I have. I might actually consider that for a second. Let's see here. Alright, nope, that is... I went too far. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna watch this again, and then I'm gonna watch the phone scene, because that might be a better example for it.
Hey, 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 hey! That was the last of our water.
We have more. We have more.
That was the last of it. And you drank it like a tank.
That's the last of the water, Mason.
How was I supposed to know?
Oh, no.
Mason,
Mason,
Well, someone's gotta drink it.
you're a doofus for this.
you're a doofus for this. Haven't you seen any piece of media ever set in the desert? They take it slow. They take
I mean, this clip's fine. I might not need to change it out.
sips, little swigs.
This is all rigged against me. You realize that, right? First, I gotta get rid of my bait. And then now I gotta do a fucking triathlon in the middle of nowhere. I'm tired. I'm 350 pounds. You realize that, right?
Oh, maybe it's good for you. I don't know.
Fuck you.
What is that?
Alright. And now I want to play the phone scene and
Just disconnect.
Just a week. It's a week.
I guess I can make it work for a week.
Come on, man. Just disconnect. Don't you think? 1, 2, 3.
And we close it.
Okay, just give me 1 second here.
the other scene might just be better because of the desert. Because this is just like this room could be anywhere. Where the desert's kind of a unique location, it might represent the movie better.
Okay.
One text.
One
guys.
text.
Come on,
One text. Here we go. And I'm
That
closing.
reminds me.
Hey!
I
hey,
have someone to
Mr.
text.
Disconnect. What happened?
Yeah, one with nature and all
Yeah,
the
one
stuff.
with-
You told
I'm
me.
done. I'm done. Disconnect.
And I'm closing it. And
Okay, well, he's gonna do one and I'm gonna do one.
Let me
I'm
just
gonna do
check. You
another
did one first.
Yeah.
What do you do? You didn't do multiple. What are you guys doing? Checking Gmail, Facebook? You guys going back to MySpace to make sure
Yeah.
anyone put you on their Fave 5 or whatever?
Yes.
I'm gonna check Maps, okay?
Yeah, you do that.
And we're still in Dubai. Let's enjoy it. All right, come on, guys.
Okay. Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Whoop.
That was funny. I think I'm gonna keep the other one. think the other one's better. Alright.
We're often unwilling to return to movies where we maybe didn't get the experience we wanted on a first go. To clarify what I'm actually referring to in Love Celeste, the way I described it to friends after the first
like close up on the note. It's a bit visual of the movie. I should include that.
first go. To clarify what I'm actually referring to in Love Celeste, the way I described it to friends after the first time I saw it was, it's the one movie he's released so far that would have strongly benefited from more time to be made. It's the one movie he's released so far that would have strongly benefited from more time to be made. I loved the premise, but I did not love the execution. Loved the premise, but I did not love the execution. I loved the premise, but I did not love the execution. I still had mixed feelings on the Doomsday element of this movie, but on my first go, I kind of hated it. I thought it took away time from what mixed feelings on the Doomsday element of this movie, but I still had mixed feelings on the Doomsday element of this movie, but
That's the shit.
I actually kind of hated it. I don't think on my first go, I kind of hated it. I thought it took away time from what
I kind of hated it is very, very similar line as said only seconds ago in the same video, so that's not good. Gotta try to write scripts a little better than that.
considered to be the emotional core of the movie, and that it didn't really justify itself that well. Now I think I've demonstrated how my feelings towards that changed on a rewatch. I think it's just kind of a hard movie to follow on a first go, and perhaps the rewatch is just as important as the first watch.
No, it's a pretty shot.
Towards that changed on a rewatch. I think it's just kind of a hard movie to follow on a first go, and perhaps the rewatch is just as important as the first watch. I am still a little bit mixed. It's just kind of a hard movie to follow on a first go, and perhaps the rewatch is just as important as the first watch. I am still a little bit mixed on the decisions they made.
Michael, where's the Mr. Bean picture I asked for the many faces of Mr. Bean? I'm working on it. I did one of the two requests immediately. I'll get the other one done. Let me think. What was I about to do? Oh yeah, music. Did I use this one yet? I don't think I did. Why the fuck did you go back?
For kind of, and perhaps the rewatch is just as important as the first watch. I am still a little bit mixed on the decisions they made in this film, but more leaning towards positive now. And since it was
I have 23.
I am still a little bit mixed on the decisions they made in this.
I am still a little mixed on the decisions I made.
Just as important as the first watch. I am still a little bit mixed on the decisions they made in this film.
I am still a little bit mixed. My opinion means something.
But more leaning towards positive now. And since it was a more positive experience this time, what if I watch it again in 2 years and it connects with me even stronger? I definitely would like to revisit this movie again because of that. I'd like to show it to other people and see what they...
I like the pretty shot of Dubai. I want that. I want that. I want that one. Give me that one.
would like to revisit this movie again because of that. I'd like to show it to other people and see what they think about it. I think when you watch a movie and you're not really sure what to think about it, it actually is a more interesting movie to look at. The first time I saw Charlie Kaufman's, I'm thinking of it. And you're not really sure what to think about it, it actually is a more interesting movie to look at. The first time I saw Charlie Kaufman's, I'm thinking of ending things. I didn't understand what the fuck was going on in that movie at all, but I was intrigued and I really wanted to revisit it, and yeah, I really got something out of it on a rewatch. Another complaint I had was a little bit more specific. I didn't really think look at. The first time I saw Charlie Kaufman's, I'm thinking of ending things. I didn't understand what the fuck was going on in that movie at all, but I was intrigued and I really wanted to revisit it, and yeah, I really got something out of it on a rewatch. Another complaint I had was a little bit more specific. I didn't really think Joel's monologue where he described... I didn't really think...
Mental treatment.
Joel's monologue where he described... I didn't really think Joel's monologue where he described how he had to watch Celeste die slowly for 3 years was really delivered that well on a first go. And then when I rewatched it, I thought he did a pretty good job, actually. It was like I... I thought he did a pretty good job, actually. It was like I wasn't even watching the same... It was like I wasn't even watching the same scene anymore. What I remembered the scene as wasn't what it actually was. I thought maybe they needed more time to do more takes, but no, I think he does it fine here. I think... was. I thought maybe they needed more time to do more takes, but no, I think he does it fine here. I think maybe it was just how often his voice cracked that threw me off, but I mean, he's talking about the most devastating moment in his entire life to someone who is insisting that what he had with Celeste was more his entire life to some someone who talking about the most devastating moment in his entire life to someone who is insisting that what he had with Celeste was more valid, even though from the sounds of it, what they had was extremely unhealthy and even abusive. Of course your speech isn't going to be extremely unhealthy and even abusive. Of course your speech isn't going to be perfect while describing something like that. Why didn't it click with me on the first time? Was I just not in the right mood to watch this movie? How many other times bad where if I just gave it a second chance, I wouldn't feel that way anymore? What life did I consider a performance bad where if I just gave it a second chance, I wouldn't feel that way anymore? The
I'm gonna find a good performance to put there.
next one isn't even really a critique, but more of me mishearing a line that changes the tone drastically based on what is actually said. At the end of the movie, Mason's final line is,
Did I do that one already?
though from the sounds of it, what they had was extremely unhealthy and even abusive. Of course your speech isn't going to be perfect while describing something like that. Why didn't it click with me on the first time? Was I just not in the right mood to watch this movie? How many other times in my life did I consider a performance bad where if I just gave it a second chance, I wouldn't feel that way anymore? The next one isn't even really a critique, but more of me mishearing a line that changes the tone drastically based on what is actually said. At the end of the movie, Mason's final line
Do you guys think I did the right thing?
I don't know.
said. At the end of the movie, Mason's final line is, "Do you think I did the right thing?" And Derek responds, "I don't know." And Derek responds, "I don't know." The first time I watched it, I somehow misheard it as him simply saying, "No." That was a way more blunt response. No, that was a way more blunt response that indicates a lot more bitterness towards Mason, which I think would have worked. What Mason does in the scene that he's referring Mason, which I think would have worked. What Mason does in the scene that he's referring to is kind of lousy. It would kind of make sense for Derek to not be very happy with Mason. Lousy. What Mason does in the scene that he's referring to is kind of lousy. It would kind of make sense for Derek to not be very happy with Mason at this point. But I think with everything that's going on, he gives a more empathetic very happy with Mason at this point, but I think with everything that's going on, he gives a more empathetic response. And I think it changes the tone drastically. It's less bitter and more...
No, long shot.
I think it changes the tone drastically. It's
Fuck you.
less bitter and more so just defeated or even hopeless. All because I misheard a single line. Filmmakers are not perfect. You're probably going to be able to find some sort of flaw in any movie you... Filmmakers are not perfect. You're probably going to be able to find some sort of flaw in any movie you watch, and if you can't, someone else is going to. It's all subjective, of course, but being subjective in a way makes it so a perfect movie is kind of impossible. But I also think it's important to remember that audience members are not perfect either. Out to anyone, you've definitely... But I also think it's important to remember that audience members are not perfect either, and I don't need to spell that out to anyone. You've definitely heard a film take or a video game take in your life that just makes you want to rip your own hair out. But I guess the point is, if you're ever mixed on how you feel about a movie,
No, that was way more bitter. A way more bitter response. Less butter, more defeated. Fuck you, Stuart.
and I don't need to spell that out to anyone. You've definitely heard a film take or a video game take in your life that just makes you want to rip your own hair out. But I guess the point is, if you're ever mixed on how you feel about a movie, don't be afraid to give it a second watch. You might be surprised. I really like Love Celeste.
This is like the best fucking scene in the movie. I wanted to make this the preview clip, but it's like almost 3 minutes long. I can't do it. I love the way this scene is lit. It looks so cool. I want it to cut to the other guys. But I want to sit on. Yeah, that'll do. Thanks, so. I think that'll work. Let's see.
You might be surprised. I really like Love Celeste. I think you should definitely give this one a watch. It's one of the more interesting films of the 12. I don't think it's perfect, but maybe one day I will think it's perfect.
I gotta cut a little bit of Joel out.
Surprised. I really like Love Celeste. I think you should definitely give this one a watch. It's one of the more interesting films of the 12. I don't think it's perfect, but maybe one day I will think it's perfect.
Not cool. Other than the few gaps I need to fill in, this section is done. And it just got one section left, and I think it's going to be the shortest one. I'm splitting these up into different sequences. I actually want to do it like this, so they don't keep freezing on me. Where is the subsequence? Oh, you put it here this time. All right. This is Joel 3.
What?
Which is only 26 minutes. Compose out of Love Celeste. And we can delete all of this from this area. This one was 34 minutes. These two parts were about the same. Part 1 is like an hour almost. And then this one, alright, yeah. Joel cries. Like, we've still got a decent number of movies to talk about in this timeline, but there are none of these are quite as long. All these are pretty short discussions because the last 4 films were definitely the dash to the finish line films. Like, I like them, but they're pretty basic. Love Celeste, I'd say, was the last like intense one. The last one that kind of felt like this grand thing. But I do enjoy these last 4. I'd say I only really I mean, I think that they're all good. I think there's only one that I think is like closer to great, which is Your Point Girl. That one's good. That one I really like. The other 3 are fine. I enjoyed watching them. I'd recommend them if you just like Joel's movies and want to watch them all. Like, I don't think any of them are like, I don't think any of them would be a waste of time. But the 9th movie, A Little Film About Friendship, and Coming Home are special in their own way, but I don't know if it's like, I don't think any of them are must-see films, you know? I think it's more of a, you watch them if you're committed to seeing every film in this project. That's just my take, though. I could see someone actually picking one of those 3 as their favorite. The 9th movie is really silly and kind of reminds me of Joel's skits, so I could imagine someone picking that one as their favorite for that. If they kind of missed the shorts. Because that one felt a lot more like his shorts than his features to me. Just like an extended short, you know? That's what it felt like. And then A Little Film About Friendship might be some people's favorites just because it's the whole thing is Joel and Friend going off of each other, and a lot of people subscribe to the channel enjoy that. And I don't know why I just did that in a way. I do need to attempt to do something here for this thumbnail, and I feel like this might be a huge fucking pain in the ass. Because I need 4 shots of Joel that are all angled relatively the same. And I'm trying to think. The thing is, they do a lot of close-up on face shots, so. But it kind of needs to be like this shot right here, but his face needs to be more centered. Because I need to match it up with others. And this movie, I want him to be wearing the hat specifically. Maybe right there. He's probably going to be tilted, though. No, he wasn't even in it. Yeah, that's no good. It's like it's so specific, but I feel like there's gotta be, like, it's one of those things where there's always gotta be a shot where it happens. There's gotta be at least one. And if I knew that I was gonna try this for the thumbnail, I would have been paying attention to this when I rewatched these. No, they can't be looking up. like that one is close enough to center to where I think I would at least try it, but he's not the subject, unfortunately. It's not bad. If it was Joel, that'd be like perfect right there. Screenshotting that because I might use that for a different part of the thumbnail. Yeah, this is gonna be. I think this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Let's see here. No, too shadowy and too far away from him. Maybe. Yeah, it's a bit. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. I don't think that's gonna work at all. Maybe I should just do ones that are at slight tilts like this, because maybe I could find 4 that are angled like that. Then that could be our backup plan. I do it with a tilted image. But let's try to get straightforward. This is fun stuff. Oh man, if it wasn't for the shadow, that'd be perfect. Well, maybe because the hat's there, the shadow's okay actually. Because at least you would see the thing in frame that is cast in the shadow. So maybe that's okay. I'm gonna keep looking. That's an option. I took a screenshot. Like this would be perfect if it was lit a little different. Like where he is, I can work with that. There's too much of a glow on this shot for me to use that. That's getting better. Not really a good frame yet, but we're getting close. No, that's not going to be the shot. There might be one of Joel. It's just the lighting doesn't really work on any of the ones. Alright, you know what though? I think there is a... See, like, those two are perfect. I just can't get that with Joel. Like, even if they do a close-up here, the lighting of him being outside is gonna fuck with it. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to do this. Like, this is, like, almost a scene that could work. But we're not quite getting that shot. Good old Officer Flames. Great character. Great character. So we've gotten a million good shots of like Trent and Dax already, but still not one of Joel I think I could use. I'm just not getting lucky. Like they're tilted and shadowy. Maybe there'll be a zoom in on his face in this scene. I doubt it. Let's see here. I'm just like going for quickly. I love the makeover scene. He's just a little too far away in that one. That one was almost fine. Oh man, I'm already so fucking tired of this. Alright, I mean, I got a couple of options there. I can probably make one of those work. My eyes are fucking burning now from staring at that screen so long, just focusing. I was like looking pretty close at the fucking camera, at the fucking screen too. Hello, my beautiful creatures. I want to put that one, his character in this one, in as kind of a joke. I feel like this one's going to be a lot easier. I feel like this one's going to be much easier. Come on. That one right there is almost fine. It's just a little far away, I think. You. Come on. There. That'll do. That's what I was looking for. And anyone else but me is another one that I want a shot from. Just type it in. Can't find it. There we go. No, not anyone else but me. It just takes time. What am I doing? It's not even in that one. I want to get him with his really fucked up hair. You know what? I think the scene where there might be a good angle here I can use. But it isn't. Yeah, maybe not. I think the scene where he first runs into his friends, he might. Of course he's gonna be in the fucking shady area I can't use and tilted. Oh no, come on. Try that, it's a little tilted, it's a little far, the lighting is working against me. Oh man, there's almost. Do a zoomed in shot. Fuck. I could have like rotated that one and made it work if it wasn't for the fact that he was so far away. Might not be able to use that, but I'm gonna hold on to this for now. What's another one? Probably Caleb. Caleb should even be an easy one. There's a lot of shots of him just staring directly at his camera. A little too far from it there. That's perfect, honestly. Yeah. Only downside is I might, like, Caleb would be more notable to use, like, the upper half, and I might not do that. So I don't know. But we're going to try to put this experiment to the test now. We're going to try, gosh darn it. Why is it taking... Okay, there we go. Jeez. I guess we'll start with this one. Probably want it to be a little bigger. All right, not bad, not bad. Quick selection tool. You're doing okay today. You never know if your quick selection tool. Definitely need to clean up the edges, but we can do that later. Once we see if this is even if this is even going to work. Just a little bit there. Fuck you. What the fuck? Control Z. Fuck you. Yeah, hitting Control Z shouldn't do anything else. Fuck you for that. Alright, let's put another one down. I'm gonna see if this one works because I like it more than the other one because it shows off the head better, but he's probably no, it's not gonna. It's too different of an angle. This one is close enough to where it could work, but even then, I'm not super hopeful. And then there is the matter of how different the lighting is, which I can try to correct. But this might not work at all. I'm not even going to worry too hard about the other stuff. That the left side, because that's not going to make it. All right, so let's scale this up. Now, you know, we're going to undo that. We're going to lower the opacity. we're gonna just try to sync it up by matching the eyes and mouth. Maybe I should have made it a little less transparent than that because I cannot tell. Let's do like 50 or 60 instead. Fuck you. Actually, go fuck yourself, piece of shit. I have a feeling this one isn't gonna work. But let's yeah, it's the idea is there, but the shot doesn't really allow for it. I just think I don't know if I'm gonna be able to color. I can try. I can at least try. I think it's too blurry is the thing. I think it's too. I can make it look a little colder like the other one. But I still think like there's like a resolution difference. It's too notable. So, funny enough, I think this shot might. The Diarrhea Brother might be a-okay. Minus where the hat cuts off. So I don't. I wish it'd at least be more down the middle, but I'm not minding the shadow that much since the hat is there at the very least. But let's do Caleb instead. Although we might, it's another case of we might need a bit more of a zoomed in shot than that. And I'm sure I can get one, so I'm going to try real quick. I think I was just happy that I had the option, the potential to get through that one quicker. Come on, Joel. You're so close. That one might work. I know I'm not sharing Adobe right now, but this part is not very interested. So I'm not too concerned about doing that. I think if I can find the right shots, this will be a cool thumbnail. It's just the finding the shots part that is kind of definitely going to be a pain in the ass. I might have a shot that works. We'll try it. We will try it. I think, honest to God, the only thing that's really wrong with it is it's another cut-off hat. But maybe we can work some magic and make it work anyway. I think the resolution isn't going to be nearly as noticeable of a drop this time. Lower the opacity first. This one should be a way easier color correction too. Is the line matching? Just the angle. Seems pretty close. Alright, let's turn you back up. I'll just kind of slowly fade this. I probably shouldn't erase that much of the hat yet. Yeah, I like this. The hat's literally the only thing holding it back right now, but I almost feel like I think everything else works out well enough to where I gotta just try to find a way to make that work. Maybe need to move them down just a bit more. Make the chins match a little better. Nope, not that. I can just stretch a tiny bit. It does fuck up the lip. It just kind of synced perfectly, so maybe I just let that slide or even adjust. I'll try adjusting the other guy. Maybe we'll just leave it like that. It's not that bad. And if we... I'm gonna do a cup. Why'd you make the second one go down? That doesn't make my job easier. I'm gonna hide one. Keep the other just in case I want to go back on this color decision, but I'm going to make it warmer. I try to make it look the same color as that one. We put red up a bit and green down a little. Doesn't have to be perfect because I'm okay with showing differences between these, but okay. Now, if I could just fix those fucking hats, let's see. Let's see if I can abuse the smudge tool here. That's too extreme. Well, the size isn't the problem, it's the strength. Turn that down to like 30. We'll see if we can like blend these two hats together maybe a bit. Okay, we do need to turn that strength up because it's just going to look too messy the other way. Alright, so film that in. This guy's going to be a little bit harder, but we can... If we just cover that part up in shadows, I think we can hide that, and now the two look a little bit more connected, which I like. Not done yet, though. Who else did I have? That's right, the Hello My Beautiful Creatures one. Which, that one's kind of going to be like a joke fit. I'm going to do him last for that reason. I do need another Joel, though. So I've got Diarrhea Brother, Caleb. What would be another, like, visually distinct one for, like, the bottom half? Hello My Beautiful Creatures one's perfect for the one side. Could it just be something in this movie? Because he had a bigger... His beard was a little bigger in this one, I guess. I think we've got some good close-up shots here. This one could... He's a little too tilted, but maybe I could use it. I don't think so. I think it needs to be listed. Like this, that shot would be okay if he wasn't cut off. Alright, that one's pretty good too. That one is fucking... Aside from the fact that it is just a little bit... Like, the light in it is especially different on it. like it's a faded look. That angle is like exactly what I need though, so let's just see if we can color correct that. And that could be exactly what I fucking need. Again, I know I'm not sharing that part, but you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute here. There we go. Like that's almost already like synced in where it needs to be. That is perfect. All right, that's exactly what I was looking for. I just, again, I hope the light doesn't throw it off too much, but maybe I should keep in mind that the next one I'm putting in is a fucking toy, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. I don't have to get those details perfect. I should get the ear right, because I don't know if I need that or not. I think I'm going to use the left side, but we'll see. So that's trimmed pretty well for the most part. We'll try our best to sync it up again. Do the lip test. I need to lower him his opacity more. I can't see the other character enough. Come on. So he's definitely too big. If matching the nostrils up makes the eyes go that high up. A little bigger than that. Honestly, now I can't even tell how I'm fucking up. We're just getting that lost with this one. Eyes seem pretty matched up. Maybe a little smaller. It's hard to tell. It's becoming very hard to tell. Because it almost kind of looks like the nostrils on this one are tiny. So I keep getting mixed if I need to make it bigger or smaller. And the beard's just so much, taking up so much more room this time. So let's see here. The ears are off, but it is positioned differently. Let's see here. Can we make this work? Still. The eyes are pretty synced up still. Now the lips matching up matter a lot more than the one I did it with before. Just gonna play around with this, might undo a bunch of this. Now what if I just fix the color on this one? Might need to redo this. Gotta remove the hell out of that fucking yellow. And maybe tone the red down just a bit too. We also don't want green. And now we've created purple, so I need to fuck around with that. Now, this is going to be the most ridiculous one, but maybe it's either going to make this one the easiest or the hardest. Hi, Toon Buffoon. Sorry if I'm responding late. I don't think Stuart's been here for a bit. Definitely want to copy some of that hair. This one I'm going to worry about syncing up a lot less than the others, obviously. Because this is just such a... And I also put it at least behind that for now. That's another thing I keep forgetting, like the lip syncing isn't gonna mean much in the grand scheme of things. So this is a horrible. This looks like I'm making a fucking nightmare now. Making a fucking nightmare come true. We are. That's. I'm already seeing a lot of problems with that working. let's see what happens. I could get rid of the eye, of course. Honest to God, I need a harsher brush than that to erase some of this shit. That is fucking horrifying. Oh God. Is there anything that can fix that? That is like now that I'm seeing it, I might not be able to accept that. I loved the idea of one of them being the stop motion character, but that is something else. That you could. I have to fix him. You could still see fucking remains of his eye there. All right, let's put that down again. Try to clean up a little bit. I want this to work. Maybe I need to get rid of the cheek, and that would make it better. I think it's helping a little bit. Need to smudge that beard too. Yeah. This looks like one of those YouTube documentaries covering drama. The thumbnail. Yeah, the thumbnail. I wanted to do a new approach with the thumbnail because I wasn't really liking how it was coming out with the other one I was working on. And this is the idea I came to, and I was okay with this idea until I put the stop motion character in. Doing that has made me see all of the flaws with what I'm doing right now. Not the smudge. I didn't want the smudge tool. Still had that select. Didn't realize I had that selected still. Just want to do a more sharp cleanup of that. Maybe not quite that sharp. Maybe just adjusting the color would help a little bit. I might actually want to. I don't know. Definitely need to play with the fucking color on this again. That's looking a lot different from the other side. I feel like maybe some of that red needs to go. I don't know though, because then I do that and then it's like maybe. Now that is better than what it was before. It blends better now. Should I try to have some sort of outline around this? Like some kind of line? Obviously this is like a dummy version because this looks like shit, but like something like that? I don't know. I might just want to try again. I may have just not quite combined them correctly. I don't know though. Some of it just seems like ever so slightly off. I mean, I think if I'm gonna have to sit on this one for a bit. I think if I'm gonna make this one work, I'd have to start over regardless, because I think there was just too many missteps at this point. But what I will do is combine these two, at least four, and start working on the other parts of the thumbnail. Though I'm gonna end the stream pretty soon. I just wanted to do do a little bit of work on this today. I need to rest up because I've got a busy ass week. But we're definitely reaching the end of this. Ah man, this was such a good idea in my head. I keep having thumbnail ideas. I'm like, oh, this is gonna work. This is gonna be good, and then it just doesn't pan out how I want it at all. Honestly, I don't want to make a layer that I can fix, I can change, get rid of if I don't like how this comes out. What? Oh, the opacity is at 1. Oh, I don't really need the opacity. We can put the opacity at 100. We already have the softness there. Just kind of want to do a cheap, definitely want to cover that beard up. I don't like the outline on the beard. This is like, I'm not helping. I'm making it creepier. This is like, this is a fucking nightmare. Oh my god. I have to redo this. This is fucking terrifying. This does not work. Oh my god. I am saving this though. Oh no. He's coming out of the shadows. I'm so sorry, Joel. If you ever see this somehow, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I had good intentions with this. I genuinely did. I'm just that big of a fuck up. Oh, new analog horror just dropped. You're right. You are absolutely right. Jesus Christ. Oh. I still think I'm headed in a better direction than I was going before. I don't know. I might be fucking wrong because my idea is to like put a bunch of other heads on the side here, but like now that I'm like, the more and more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm like, that's not going to work either. Holy shit, why the fuck did I think this was a good idea? Would it be okay if... Oh my god. I'm bothered by this outcome, considering how much fucking time I just threw away doing that. Let me think. Shit. Shit. Oh. God. What am I doing? What's a... It's a good fucking character to... Let's just like fucking go full blast horror at this point. Maybe we can make something that works here. Maybe it'll be maybe I'm just making things a lot worse. If I give him like 2 henchmen on the side, it might just work. It might just work. Now, in order for this to actually work, I'm gonna put Trent Cube there and create another layer for black paint. Oh fuck. It's gonna affect Joel. Maybe we could just do it to him. Yeah. There we go. So we have him now. Go ahead and move Joel just a tiny bit over. And now I need to get a new screenshot from Diarrhea Brothers. Because I've got the guy, but I don't have a close-up on the guy. But I've got like the perfect other, second character for the other side. Perfect. Some imperfections there. Hide the line there. Perfect. Fucking perfect. I deserve a fucking medal for this thumbnail. Even like with the joke fucking thumbnail, it's like
they're all too big.
I don't know. This is something else. I still think it's better than the other one I was doing, despite everything. But this is just...
I'm gonna export it and send it to my group chat and see what they think. All right. So today's work in progress. The moral at the end of it's kind of a what not to do. It's kind of a what not to do. So for those watching, don't do this. Don't do this and you'll be fine. And with that, I bid you farewell. I should admit, if I do another work in progress for this video, this should be the fucking thumbnail for that.